Good morning, beautiful souls. Pranam. Nothing more beautiful than a pranam, meaning that we don't see the physical. We don't care about your story as much as we care about your light. So the namaste, my light in me bows to the light in you, my dears. So this morning, let's go on a little trip with a famous Bible story. All right, it's called the burning bush. Whether you grew up Catholic or Presbyterian or whatever, you may have heard of the burning bush. But this is going to be from the perspective of yoga. From the perspective of yoga, we're going to dive into a story in the Bible called the burning bush. How does that sound? Does it sound intriguing? I think it might be fun for us. And then maybe tomorrow we're going to have Daniel, who was put in a den of lions and survived. That one also has a deep significance. So we'll see what happens. All right. But someone once said this, my dears. As soon as you see something, you start to intellectualize. See what this means to you. As soon as you see something, you start to intellectualize. And as soon as you start to intellectualize, something is no longer what you saw. Isn't that true? As soon as you see something, you start to intellectualize. But as soon as you intellectualize, something is no longer what you saw. So, this is a story today about the inner meaning of things. You know, do you think everything has an inner meaning or just an outer meaning or sometimes a little of both? What do you think? Anyway, it doesn't matter what you think. It's what you are experiencing on the inside of you right now. Remember the namaste? This light that we're bowing to, this light that we're all immersed in right now. Yeah, that's a true connection. That's a true soul family. That's a true, friendship. Is one that just so much practices and understands that what they see may not be exactly what is happening. All right. That's why I'm saying, could you see your husband or your daughters or your dogs or your animals today as this beautiful light? They just change into the light, the same light that you are, and you merge together in a oneness where everything is solved. There's no more drama and trauma of earth life. There's just a deep understanding that we are light, that we are light. So go ahead, my dears, and close your eyes and let's go on a trip and learn about the burning bush in terms of what we're talking about right now. Okay, so let yourself come into a beautiful place of stillness and of understanding rather than wanting to intellectualize about everything. Just a deep pranam to yourself and a deep pranam to your loved ones and a deep pranam to everyone on this stream this morning, just to create the living presence, just to bring into present the living presence within us. And feel that there is just such a beautiful, amazing meaning to what you are experiencing right now. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you're filled with enthusiasm. Maybe you're very keenly interested in a story. Maybe you're just you. Honor any and all of it. And maybe don't, because the end is always worth keeping in the mind. Begin with the end in mind. Bow to the light. And in this light of intuition, let's get the inner deep meaning of this Bible story, the burning bush. To give you just a little background, where we're going to start is that Moses was alone in the wilderness. And what this understanding could be, that we are alone in the wilderness when we sit to meditate or maybe go about our day. But wilderness represents the silence before a revelation. And Moses, doesn't meet God in a palace. He meets God in solitude. And Yogananda says solitude is the price of greatness. So right from the get-go, we are present to God in the silence before a revelation, and solitude, silence, the wilderness, so to speak, of mortal life. It seems so complex. It's really quite simple. Because so far, this story represents the seeker who, see if this could have some meaning to you. Are you a seeker that steps away from the noise? The noise that maybe even your mind is making them? Are you one of those seekers that want to step away from that kind of noise? Are you a seeker that leaves your old identities behind? Are you a seeker that loves to enter the wilderness, the silence? Are you a seeker who detaches from external validation? And are you a seeker that is ready for the revelation from the solitude of living in earth life, completely bewildered and confused, depressed, filled with anxiety, filled with fear or despair? Are you a seeker that's ready for the inner revelation that comes from the solitude? So what we're all doing, if you want it in yogic terms, this is called pratyāhāra, the fifth step of Patanjali's Raja Yoga. Turning in, turning inward. And that's the turning inward before the revelation or before the light appeared. The seeker, you and me, must become empty. Let's be empty in this next moment or so. Completely empty of all ideas, of everything that's impermanent, everything that is material. That we are completely empty, except that we know we are a seeker. And as we empty, there's more light. The light in me and the light in you and the light in everyone. The more we empty, and not intellectual, the more light we experience. So the burning bush that Moses saw while in the wilderness, it was burning, a burning fire, but it wasn't being consumed by its fire. So as you sit here now, my dear, in this part of our story, the fire represents your consciousness. The fire within you, the fire of pure consciousness. Which is not a physical fire at all. You know what this is? Right here and now is the fire of awareness. The same fire yogis call Agni, the Agni sacred fire. The spiritual flame at the Ajna chakra, your spiritual eye point. So maybe focus up there now, your spiritual eye. The Ajna, the fire of awareness at your spiritual eye. The fifth chakra. And experience the burning of the bush, but it's not consuming you at all. It doesn't faze you at all, the burning. Because this is what is burning away. This is a time to rejoice. It burns away confusion. Your awareness. Your awareness of being aware right now is something very special, very powerful, and empowering. It's burning away your awareness. Like it's just to be aware of confusion. It's burning away false identity. It's burning away fear. And it's burning away ego. But it does not burn away your soul. Untouched. Completely free. And this, in some yogic circles is called the Kundalini. The Kundalini, that coiled snake at your root chakra, as the fire of awareness burns away confusion, false identity, fear, and ego, it does not even come close to affecting this miraculous essence that you are, the divinity that you are. And it slowly starts to rise, awakening, illuminating, purifying, without harming the vessel. The bush is burning all around you, but it's not affecting any part of you. Awakening, my dears, does not destroy you. It destroys who you are not. Could you, on this Holy Sunday, let yourself be destroyed, that part of you who you aren't? In the solitude and emptiness and the super awareness of consciousness. So the moment when Moses saw the flame, he turned aside. Now remember, the flame is the flame of awareness, the fire of consciousness. And this is those moments where we turn aside from the world, turn aside from our plans, turn aside from our to-dos, and our awareness shifts from outward to inward, my dears, which is the very first act of meditation. Leaving the world behind, our humanness behind. It's the first pivot into self-observation. It's the first, who am I? Who am I? And it's the first glimpse of the inner light. Am I really the light? Could I really be this light of the world? If you feel there's a possibility for this, this is that ajna fire, that ajna chakra, it's your spiritual eye point calling you, my dears. It's the voice from within, the voice from within. If you're asking, who am I? And you're sensing a glimpse of the light, that you are? Are you the light? Let's make up our minds about this morning. Are we the light or not? Remember, this awareness is going to destroy all that you are not. So are you the light or not? And the voice from within came to Moses, and he heard his higher self speak. So we're at that part of the story where we hear a voice within because we're not afraid to admit that we are the light. That's who we are, 100%. And now listen to your higher voice. See what it says. The voice does not come from the burning bush. It's not the bush. The voice comes from within the flame. And remember, the flame is consciousness. The higher self voice comes from that divinity consciousness that you are. And just like in a beautiful, more interiorized pratyāhāra meditation, turning within, intuition rises from the center of your emptiness and stillness and awareness. And then you hear God say your name. Tara, Sarah, Lynn, Lisa, Jim, Cammy, Ellen, Marty. And in this case, God says, Moses, Moses, Moses. And he kept repeating Moses' name. Tara, Sarah, Lynn, Lisa, Jim. This is God's voice talking to you. Cammy, Ellen, Marty. What's it going to say? But the repetition of God calling you from the Ajna center, your spiritual eye center, the light center. This repetition symbolizes the calling of the soul to your personality. What? It's the calling of direct messaging to your soul. And it's the calling of your soul to your personality. In other words, the voice is the higher self waking up your lower self right now. Tara, Sarah, Lynn, remember that's a repetitive voice calling you. The Ajna center calling you. The light, my dears, calling you home. And you know what the yogis call this? In this part of our story and journey this morning, you know what the yogis call this? The guru within. The guru within. Could the guru be really in you, as your higher self? Could it? And then the voice, the higher self, says, remove your sandals. Remove your sandals. You know, they wore sandals in those days. Remove your sandals, Moses. And in this case, each one of you, your name, remove your sandals. What could that mean? You know what shoes represent? Your identity. So remove your identity, your personality identity, my dears. I know we're all hung up on that. We think that we're our personality and someone else is their personality. Take off your shoes and drop that identity. And you might think you're somebody. The shoes represent, no, you're a nobody. The shoes represent dropping your status, your roles, your labels, protection, and the false self. So remove your sandals, my dears, because you know what that means? Drop the ego. Drop the ego before entering the sacred space of your own consciousness. What? Remove your ego before you sit down to meditate. Remove your ego before you make a step in this world. Drop the ego before entering the sacred space of your own flaming awareness, your own flaming consciousness that doesn't affect the real you at all. It just improves your knowing that you are the light. You are the flame. This is the inner version of bowing, pranayāhāra. It is surrender. It is, I am that I am. The ultimate realization. What are we again? We are the light. Are you? Remember, this journey is to destroy that which we are not and to enjoy that which we are. When Moses asks, what is your name? The divine responds. You know what the divine responded when Moses says, well, who the heck are you? He heard, I am that I am. I am the absolute. I am that. I am Shiva. And this is all the same teachings across traditions. The divine, my dears, is not outside you. The divine speaks through you. And the moral of our story is awakening is not discovering something new. It is remembering who you already are. So just a little recap. At first, my dears, you may not like solitude or even this idea of wilderness because you got to have the TV on and the game on. Moses fears then the steps forward, the seeker's resistance. Awakening is overwhelming at first. Every seeker experiences fear of purpose, fear of responsibility, fear of change, and fear of their own light. Does that sound true to you? But guess what? The light doesn't go away. It calls you again and again and again. Tara, Sarah, Lynn, Lisa, Jim, Cammie, Ellen, Marty. It calls you again and again. It's relentless. The light doesn't go away, my dear. It calls you again and again and again until you step forward. The burning bush is the story of your inner awakening. The wilderness is the solitude that you must go through, the emptiness. The bush is your physical body. The fire is the Kundalini intuition. The voice is your higher self. Remove your sandals is drop your ego. Why? Because who are you? I am that I am. And then you step forward accepting your spiritual calling at last. This is not a miracle that happens once, my dears. It is what happens whenever the soul wakes up. There's a lot to muse on with this information this morning, I know. But the only thing that matters is that you decide that you are the light, regardless, no matter what. You are that flame that will talk to you, the higher self, calling you again and again and again and again. Who are you? Who are you? You might start responding, I am that I am. And I'm all that I am. I am He. I am He, Blessed Spirit. I am He. So thank you, dear ones, for going on this little story of the Bible journey with us this morning. I hope there was something in there, in here, in you right now that is spectacularly clear. Spectacularly clear. And that your whole body system, the physical part of you, burns away that false suit of mortal consciousness. If you keep tugging at that chain, as Yogananda says, which is holding you to mortal consciousness, if you keep tugging at this chain that is holding you to mortal consciousness, the personality, someday, he says, an invisible hand will reach down and snap it apart, and you will be free. And such is the moral of our story this morning. Thank you, my dears, for going on this trip. Because you know what? We're a soul pack. And we ride together through thick and thin, through hell and high waters. Thank you, O Spirit, for your empowering influence on us this morning through this burning bush Bible story. And that is that. And we are that. And we choose the light. And so it is, and so be it. Thank you, everybody. There's always something different coming online here in the morning, ain't it? Always a new viewpoint. It's good for, senioritis. This is good for senioritis, right? If we have any of that senioritis and a little forgetful at times about, if we're forgetful about the little things that are going on in our life right now, just don't be forgetful about the most important thing, that you are light, all right? If you only could remember one thing, just hold the fact of your soul magnificent and soul light. And don't give up on that. And because God is going to keep calling you until you hear his name, and then you respond and ask him who he is, and he'll say, I am that. And then he'll ask you who you are, and you say, I am that. Bingo. All right. Glasses, please. Can you see clearly now? Anything different about you right now? Just really embrace anything that is seeming to be a little higher vibe in you. So we love and we care. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Hare Krishna and Hare Bo. We care. And let's let it shine, baby. Shine, 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 shine your light. Shine your light. Shine, 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 shine. Shine your light. Shine your light. Thank you so much for making my day And I hope your day has been made too. Made in the light. I was going to say made in the shade. No, made in the light. All right. Enjoy the light today, my dears. I know you will. And we'll do it all together as our soul tribe. Love you all. Have a beautiful soul Sunday. Namaste. The light in me bows to the light in you. Aho.